1 day or what? Total wages again? Kindly mute.
Everyone else mute apart from Michael. So we are having the first workings, which is wages. On that, we need to work it out. So I said half month, half total on one line, ukienda hivyo towards your right. Month, wage total, then next 1/8, next 7/8, next total cash. Hiyo ya mwisho, useme total cash. I need some 2 people with calculators, then the rest mute kabisa. So please, watu wawili wa volunteer, wale wako na calculators, please raise your hands. We have to do this systematically. Otherwise, if you allow everybody else to mute, we might have a lot of noise. Those who have calculators, we are going to rely on them. I'll be asking them questions and they raise their hands. Eva, are you one of them?
Yes.
Haya, huyo mwingine, Kiveri is recording, but you still rely on him. Who else? Charity Mwende, thank you. Good. Then Charity, you can unmute. Haya. Month, harakisha answer with March, going down. March, April, May, June, July, and then August. March, April, May, June, July, and then August. Aya, total wages. The column for the total wages, the first one, tuandike hizi zote. March 72, if I were you, I would write 72M to save time. You don't have to write 72 and 6 zeros. Just say 72M, April 64M, May 80M, June 88M, July 72M, August 72M. August 72M. So Charity, Eva, can we go to the first column on 1/8? Thank you.
What is the name of that column?
Note
the
number
name of the
4.
columns.
Note number 4 says 1/8 of the wages amount is paid 1 month in arrears. What that means is the wages for March, 72 million, 1/8 of it, which is 72 divided by 8, is 9 million. It will be paid in April. So that column for 1/8 in the month of March, put a dash. The month of March, put a dash. Then the 1/8 for March, which is 9 million, will be paid in April. So go to April, record 9. We have we are on that column of 1/8. The wages for April, 64 million, 1/8, which is 8 million, will be paid in May. And they have May 8. Oh, good. The wages for May, 10 million, 1/8, which is 10, will be paid in June. And they have June 10. The wages for June, 88, 1/8 will be paid in July, and 11 in July. The wages of July, 72,000,018, will be paid in August. How much, Eva? How much, Eva?
9 million.
9 million and this in August. The wages of August, 72 million. 1/8 will be paid in September. We do not have September in our working. That forum for 1/8 is over. Let's move on to forum for 7 and 12. Now, 7/8 of wages will be paid in the same month which the wages have been incurred. We go to the month of March. Month of March. 7/8 is 63. Andika hapo kwa March 63. We go to the wages of April. 7/8 is 56. Andika 56M. We go to the wages of May. 7/8 is 70 million. Andika hapo.
Kwa wapi?
We go to the wages of June. We are looking for 7/8. Eva, how much?
7.
The wages of
77.
27. Record that in the month of June. Then we go to the month of July. 7/8 in July is 63. Then we go to August. 7/8 is how much, Eva? Eh? Where are my soldiers? Why are they not responding very fast? Eva,
63.
nilikwambia don't mute. Usimute tafadhali. 63 in the month of August.
Refugee.
Haya. Then we go to the total column. And we have to do this quickly. Otherwise, this question can really mess us with time. And I always say questions on cash budget. Unless you're sure, don't start with the question on cash budget in your exam. It will consume your 1 hour for 1 hour. But hiyo maneno ya exam tutaongea when the time comes. Now, unaongeza for each month 1/8 na 7/8 ndio utaweka hapo mwisho wa total cash. Total cash. So Eva, you're gonna be with your calculator. In the month of March,
63 million.
63, April,
April
65.
66.
April, how much? 65, May,
78.
70.
8.
Hi, thank you. June.
87.
June is 87. What about July?
74.
July. Yeah.
74.
Thank you, Eva. August.
72. 72.
Wonderful. Completed the workings for wages. Let's move on. We say the rent is very easy. We just need to know 30 million will be paid beginning of March, beginning of June. Let's move on to factory expenses. But before you write that as a working, let's proceed on to note number 3. What does note number 3 say? Note number 3 says, factory expenses are paid 1 month after they are incurred by the company. The workings on that, can you start immediately? Factory expenses, write the month first, then total cash. We have 2 columns for one for total, then the final one, total cash. Total cash. Higher. Month, March, April, May, June, July, August. Total, please write in millions, 14M. This thing is even 14 million, but it's okay. 14. Yeah? Sawa. Hiyo ni column ya total cash, okay? Sasa, niulize swali. See, it is paid 1 month in arrears. Hiyo inamaanisha the month of March, weka dash. Arrears means ya March italipwa April. Ya April italipwa May. Ya May, June. Ya June, July. Ya July, August. Ya August, September. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we skip March, see the rest will be 14 million.
Yes.
Please. Kwa hivyo kwa total cash, after the dash in March, the rest is 14M, 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 and 14M. All right. And you have to do this systematically. I want us to find a note on sales commission now so that we do work very, very fast and swift. Note 11. Sales commission is paid 1 month in arrears. Again, the sales commission of, remember, this is the cash budget. It's anything that never was in cash, it cannot feature in our cash budget. And even if you sell, it's only when you receive cash that you record. So, now choose the workings for sales commission. Workings for commission. Working for sales commission. Working. Ashoka, you need to record. Ashoka, you need to record. Okay. Workings for sales commission, please write. Start with the, we will have 3 columns: month, total, and total cash. Month, total, and total cash. Please, Gashoka, I've made you the host and you're not responding, and I need to share, and so now I don't know. Guys, can you see my screen? Okay, fine. Okay, that's okay. Okay, that's okay. Well, we proceed on. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Oh, all right, okay. Sales commission, tell the month: March, April, May, June, July, August. Total column. The total column is what you see here: 16M, 18M, 20M, 22M, 26M, 24M. This right, so that we proceed on to the total column. Now, because the sales commission is paid 1 month in arrears, the one of March shall write dash, the one of March dash, because it will be paid in April. So in April, it will be 16M total cash. In May, it will be 18M total cash. In June, it will be 20M total cash. In July, it will be 22M total cash. In August, it will be 26M total cash. Total cash. Eva, you've recorded. Eva, Amanda.
Yes.
Thank you. Nilikwambia usimute. Haya. Systematically, now we are heading to the advertisement or advertising expenses. Who can see the note on that one? The note on advertising expenses. I'm trying to look at it here. Oh.
Number 7.
Number 7.
Number
Good.
7.
Correct. 2 months credit is taken on advertising. Sasa tujadiliane hapa na tuelewane. Ya March italipwa lini ndugu?
After 2 months.
Which is when? Don't say after 2 months. Which is when?
May.
Correct. Tuanze na advertising expenses as a working. Again, we need 3 columns. Month, total cash. Just that. Month, total cash. That's all we need. Month, total cash. The column on month, write all these months. March, April, May, June, July, August. Right? The column for total is now a chance that you record all these total costs. So you have 24M, 28M, 20M, 32M, 40M, then 44M. Then we proceed on to the column for total cash. Column for total cash. Sasa hapa ndio kizungumkuti iko. Nataka ya March dash April dash. Then we start now. So March dash April dash. Then we start with the one of March tukienda chini. Kwa hivyo May ni 24. June ni 28. July ni 20. August ni 32. Tumalizie hapo. Tumalizie hapo. That is finished. Systematically, we move on. Now we talk about administration expenses. Administration expenses, who can see the workings for the admin expenses? Is it 8?
Yes.
Thank you. I read note 8. Administration expenses are payable in the month in which they arise. We don't need a working on it because we just need to pick the figures moving forward. So systematically we continue. Depreciation. I need you to write a note there as part of our workings. The next one, depreciation. It is an non-cash expense. We cannot consider it. It is a non-cash expenditure. Student provisions for discount allowed. These are non-cash expenses. So out of our jurisdiction with regard to the cash budget, yani we shall not consider. Provision for doubtful debts. These are just provisions. We cannot consider them. They are non-cash expenses. And therefore, we cannot consider them in our workings. It would be wrong for us to do so. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are left with 2 complicated workings. One on sales and the other one on raw materials that are intentionally left out. So, let's get any workings on sales. Nani anaiona mahali? Not sales commission, but sales. Let's start with the sales workings. Can you see note number 10? I think Eva, you can read for the sake of us moving together.
Debtors are allowed 3 months credit.
Wonderful. This one is not even complicated. Some questions tells you 10% pay in cash, 50% after 1 month, 40% after 2 months. This one is just 3 months. So, Eva,
Yes.
you see the sales of March for 40 million, isn't it? When do we expect cash?
In May, June.
June.
Yeah.
After in 3 months. If you are given 3 months credit, then you pay once 3 months are over. Now, some people start very complicated analysis. and they start saying, hey, Abana, if you bought in end of March, now March is not there, 3 months you'll be in the end of June. If you buy 1st of March, 3 months you had, no, just it's a general statement and you should treat it generally. So let's start with the sales workings. Next, sales workings, and we'll have the month total and then total cash. This one you don't need to have like something like this. Month total 10%, 50%. No. Total and then now, Eva, confirm whether you have the schedule in place. Month, then total cash. Month, March, April, May, June, July, and then August. So, do the recording of sales for all the months. For 40M, for 60M, for 20M, that is total column, the column for total. For 20M, for 80M, for 40M, for 80M. Ukishamaliza hivyo, sasa tuende kwa the last column, which is the total cash column. Total cash column. Kwa hiyo total cash column, tuna jump dash 3, miezi 3. We jump March, we jump April, we jump May. Dash, dash, dash. Then in June, tuanze ya March. Kwa hivyo, in June, we shall have for 40M, for 60M, for 20M, August ifike. Na tuachie hapo. So once finished, you can say whether you finished, move on. We move on. Someone to say that you have finished?
Finished.
Thank you. Good. And finally, we need one on raw materials, but we generally call it purchases schedule. It's the purchases schedule. Now, we need a note that tells us something to do with the purchases. And I can't see the note. I think where is the note on purchases? Who can see it?
Number 6.
Thank you. That is Kibeli. Payment for raw materials is made to suppliers 2 months after delivery. What? 2 months. So, sisi tutajipea 2 months, complete 2 months. Tuseme mtu sisi tukinunua on March, tutajipea March na April tulipe May. Just that. So, purchases schedule, and you have the month, you have total, then you have total cash. Remember, our cash budget is about when we pay. When we pay, not when we purchase. When you purchase, you can purchase on credit, like it is the case now. So, ladies and gentlemen, we proceed on to purchases schedule. You have the month, write all the months. The total, you have the total purchases. Or like in March is 164M. Don't write these figures, these zeros. You mess up your time. Just say 164M. You can even say up there shillings M, so that you write 164, 152, 166, 182, 106. Did you know, even in an exam, if you are writing all these zeros, it is also time consuming. And nobody will penalize you because you wrote 164M. Higher. Eva, confirm finished?
Finished.
Thank you. Let's move on now to the column for total cash. We are jumping 2 months, then we write them from the start. Yani, we jump March, we jump April. May, we have 164. June, we have 152. July, we have 166. August, we have 182. And the schedule is finished. So confirm, finished, and then I tell you what next.
Finished.
Yes, good student. God bless you. Now we need to do some check. Which note have we not handled? Sales we've handled. Now again, you start from up, because questions on cash budget really can mess you big time. You start with the sales, worked on it, raw materials, work on it, rent, we said what to do, wages. I think we worked on wages. That was our first workings. Factory expenses, we have a schedule. Sales commission, we have a schedule. Advertising, we have a schedule. What about administration expenses? Oh, they are paid in the month they arise. According to note number 8, we don't need a schedule on that one. Good. Depreciation and provision for bad debts, make no mistake, they are not cash items. Then from there, we proceed on with the notes, and then we make sure that all the notes have been carefully handled. The first one is for opening cash. We will work on it in the cash budget. Second one is about plant installation cost due in August. You pay that as our expense. Loan repayment from a debt of 16 falls due in June. Data are our customers, so we will receive. That will be a receipt. Because it's a loan repayment, but from who? A debtor. Who is a debtor? Is somebody who owes us. And a big confusion here. Somebody can think this is an expense. It is not. This is an income we should be expecting. Factory expenses dealt with that, wages dealt with that, note 5 rent, we'll know how to work on it. 6 raw materials, worked on it. 7 credit on advertising, worked on it. 8 admin expenses, worked on it. 9 a dividend and tax thereon will be paid in July. We need to incorporate that. 10 debtors are allowed 3 months credit, worked on it. Sales commission, worked on it. If you may allow me, you can now open a fresh page. We do the cash budget now. And first, it will be a skeleton. Then we fill the figures. So get a fresh page. Then I tell you what to do. So Eva, once you have the fresh page, please confirm so that I move on.
I do.
Thank you. We are preparing a cash budget for the period between 1st of June 2007 to 31st of August 2007. Start like this. Mashauri Limited, first line. Mashauri Limited. Next line, cash budget. Cash budget for the 3 months ending 31st of August. For the 3 months ending 31st of August 2007. Shamaliza hapo, tell me what next. I'll be able to tell you.
Finished.
Thank you. Next line, month. Begin with month, you space out, then towards the end of the line, you have June, July, and August. Towards the end of the line, you have June, July, and August. June, July, and August. Next thing, below the months, below June, July, and August, write shillings million. So I asked you to look for a space, for a fresh page, so that you're able to have all these items. So below June, July, and August, have shillings M, shillings M, shillings M. If you would insist on having shillings, thousands, it's okay. If you would insist on having just shillings and then you write all these figures, then it's still okay. But for me, it is good that you do shillings M in the interest of time. After the column for shillings, the line for shillings, the next line, say revenue. Revenue. Say revenue. After the revenue, are you ready, Eva?
Yes.
Thank you. After the revenue, start with cash sales. The next line you chini. Cash sales. Tutarecord baadaye. Then we are going to look for any other income in this question, and then it will be below sales. And I can tell you one in note number 2. Yeah? Which is a loan receipt of 16M. Iandike hapo below sales. Loan receipt. It's not a loan repayment per se because it's a customer paying us. So it's a receipt. Loan receipt. Tutarecord figure baadaye. Then you'll be looking for any other expenditure. Any other revenue. And of course, there is none. So, yes.
Yeah, so someone is asking you to start over on the format. I think they've been left behind.
Who is that who is left behind and they can never speak? Who is left behind? Why don't you speak on your behalf? Yes?
They didn't send a text in the chat.
Oh, okay. Effie. Okay, sawa nimemwona. So now they have to tell us exactly where they are, so that if it is to repeat, we know where we are repeating. Can they speak on their own behalf? Effie. Effie. Okay, sawa. Michael, regarding the format, we are saying we have started with the heading. Then after the heading, we talked about the revenue. That is line 1. Second line, month. June, July, and August. That line, below June, July, and August, shillings M, shillings M, shillings M. Now, below the shilling, you started with the first revenue, which is sales, cash sales. We've left it. The figures will come and fill in baadaye. Then we have looked for any other cash that we are receiving, and it happened to be on note number 2, where we have a loan repayment from a debt of 16 million falls due in June. That is a receipt, you receive that money. So, in the month of June, so after cash sales, we have loan receipt. Loan receipt. Because you'll be receiving a loan, and that will be money that will come our way. Loan receipt. Then after that, and please, Fee, can you confirm whether you are now okay? We are looking on the details which we have to see whether we have any other receipt or revenue item, like an interest received, dividend received. And trust you me, in this question, it is not there. So, after that, total revenue. After loan receipt, the next line, total revenue, tutakuja baadaye, tukirecord, tutakuja kupata total revenue. Okay. Let's now start with the expenditure. This is where the elephant is. This is where the elephant is. Total expenditure. And I need to know where is Magio.
Yes, sir.
Uko sawa?
I'm following.
Sawa. If you're following, that's okay. No, I said, first you're going to do this as a skeleton, then you fill the figures because you already have the figures with you. Expenditure. Expenditure, we start with the first one, and they are raw materials. Raw materials. Next line, the figures, don't worry about the figures, we have the schedules. Next line, andika rent. Next line, andika wages. Next line, factory expenses. Next line, sales commission. If I were you, I would write sales COMMN. Sales commission. Next line, advert expenses. Advert expenses, the way they are in this question. Next line, admin expenses. Admin expenses, the other line. Depreciation out, and provision for doubtful debts not to be considered because of the explanation which I gave you. At this juncture, we need now to find out whether we have other expenses not in our list up there. Again, you have to go through the notes one after the other, identifying them. So, note one, on the balances, I'll show you what to do with the balances. So we proceed on to note number 2. Eva, are you still there?
Yes.
Thank you. Note number 2 is a plant installation cost. So we will pay for the plant to be installed. Iandike hapo chini ya admin expenses. Plant installation cost. The figure, don't you worry, we shall come and do the recording. Higher. 3, we have dealt with it. 4, dealt. 5, dealt. 6, finished. 7, worked on. 8, worked on. 9, no. A dividend and tax thereon will be paid in July. Same hapo, dividend paid after plant installation. These are still our expenses in cash. So dividend and tax. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. So then hapo chini andika total expenditure. Total expenditure. Now, so even now your work now starts from here. Go to the schedule on sales. Go to the schedule on sales.
What about sales commission?
Daniel, what about
Sales commission.
sales commission? We have a schedule. Oh, hatujaiandika mahali.
Nimeandika.
Tushaandika chini ya factory expenses, si ndio?
Yeah.
All right. Now, confirm to us total sales for June, July, and August. Need cash sales. Ngapi? Total sales for June, July, and August.
For
40%.
1,400 million.
Hapana, ni single kila mwezi.
480
480
or 40.
Wewe, which month?
June.
Total sales. Koramu ya mwisho kwa sales schedule.
It's for 40 for June.
Iva kwa wapi? How much for June?
Yes, for 40.
What is the sales for June? Cash sales. Sio tuliuza ngapi, tulipata pesa ngapi?
For 40.
For 40 for June, andika kwa sales, cash sales pale juu ya cash budget. Ya July ni 460. August ngapi?
460.
420.
Iva unaniangusha sasa. We have a sales schedule. Si uko nayo?
460.
Hapana, umeniangusha mbaya.
Ya July ni
Sales schedule. Ya July?
460.
Okay, sawa. Ya August?
420.
Ya June?
440.
Wameshaandika. The second item kwa revenue was loan receipt. And in note number 2, that loan receipt from ADESA is shillings 16 million falls due in June. Kwa hivyo hiyo loan receipt, enda kwa month ya June, uandike 16M. Hiyo pesa tutapata kwa June, first month of our budget. Umeandika 16 million?
Yes.
Can you now get the totals very quickly? Total for June, total for July, and total for August. This is for Kiveli. Quickly tell us the totals. Total for June, total for July and August. Total revenue is the column for total revenue, not the expenditure. Bado hatujaanza na expenditure.
For June is 496.
June 496. Kwa nini nasikia kukataa? Nimekataa.
456.
That is not correct, Kiveli.
Okay. Yeah. You get it.
How much for June, Kiveli?
456.
Correct. For July?
For July should be
Kiveli, for July?
I guess there is somewhere where I was left behind because my sales, I think they are different from the others.
Do you have the sales schedule with you?
Moment. Yeah, I do.
Read for us the total sales for June in your sales schedule.
For June, I got 480.
No, that is total, according to the, but total cash. How many columns do you have in your sales schedule?
I have 2.
2.
Yeah.
So you don't have the column for total cash?
No, I don't.
Okay. So we andike hiyo ya total cash.
Okay.
Andika hiyo column ya total cash, then we are paying attention to note number, which is the note? Nani anaona hiyo note ya sales? 10.
Yes.
Iveri, can you read note number 10 on your screen?
Debtors are allowed 3 months credit.
What that means is,
And I have a question there.
what that means is, kidogo, Christina, what that means is the sales which were made in March will be received in June. So you are having that last column for total cash in your sales schedule. You have 3 dashes for March, for April, and for May.
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So that now the sales of March 440M will now be received in cash in June.
Yes.
And then the ones of April will be received in July. And the ones of May will be received in August.
Okay.
So that's why when we go to our now cash budget, cash sales, our first revenue item, June, we have 440M. July, we have 460M. And August, we have 420M. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, as you prepare to tell us the totals, because that was your question, Magio, what are you saying? Magio?
My question is this. My question is, how are we getting, how are we making the sales to be on credit and when you're not told? Maybe they're on sale, they're on cash.
How are we?
Are you assuming that all sales are on credit?
You see, there is no note telling us the proportion of sales which is on cash. The only note we have on sales is about the debtors are allowed 3 months credit. Magio, and just like you are asking, there is no other information we have regarding sales. That is the only assumption we can make. Because if you don't make that assumption that they are on credit, what else do we do? Do we now say 50% are on cash? Where do we have the basis, the justification for that? So that is why, and it's a good question, we can only make that assumption that they sell. Yes?
When we, I think we're supposed to work with an assumption. We must at least make an assumption at the beginning of the working to know us to be sure.
No, with like which assumption?
We can apportion.
We can?
Can you apportion that it may be? Can we apportion that 50-50 is on cash and 50 is on credit?
We cannot set our own question. We have to do the question which have been given to us. We have been told debtors are allowed 3 months credit. Who are debtors? Our customers. Where are our customers here?
But we have been told debtors are. But they are not told this. Have not been told if the sales are on credit.
Actually, they have not been.
They have not told us if the sales are on credit.
Yeah, but debtors are allowed 3 months credit. Okay, Magio, let me say this. Every question, and examiners, when you are setting this question, we have weaknesses, personal weaknesses. This is a problem of English with this examiner. And I can tell you without doubt that what the examiner meant in note number 10, first, all sales are on credit. Because if they are not on credit, he need to come clean, and there are 10-20% are on cash. The rest are debtors. Then we start now apportioning. As it is now, Magio, that is the way forward. That is how the question is done. Sawa. Sawa. Okay. So, Michael, tell us the total revenue, please. June?
And we have 456 for June.
July?
July, we have 460.
And then August?
And August, we have 420.
Correct. Let's go to the expenditures now. We start with the purchases. First of your expenditure there. Michael, you have the purchases schedule. I'm a raw materials schedule. Sindio?
Yeah.
Please go to June, July, and August. Tell us your total purchases. Total purchases. June, July, and August. Total cash. The last column there. June, July, and August.
the month of June, I'm having 182. 82.
Hapana.
152.
How many columns do you have for the raw materials schedule?
Okay, I have 3.
Higher, read them. First one is month, second one?
Total
Then the last one?
is total cash.
Higher. If you go to note number 6, payment for raw materials is made to suppliers 2 months after delivery. Meaning, in your column for total cash, March and April, you're supposed to have dash dash. Is that what you have?
Yeah.
You have dash dash. In the month of May, you have what?
164.
In the month of June?
June I have 152.
In the month of July?
166.
In the month of August?
182.
Tusome hizo za June, July, and August. So start with June. 150?
152. And then for July,
166.
July is 166.
And then for August,
Then we
180.
have 182.
Correct. Wameshaandika. What is our next item under expenses? Ni rent. Sindio?
Right, yeah.
We don't have a workings for that. So Eva, I still hope you are writing.
Yes.
Haya, hiyo rent tunaenda kwa nini? Tunaenda kwa note on rent. Who can see it? Niko wapi? Mimi sioni kabisa. Oh, is it 3?
5.
5, yes. 3 months rent is payable in advance on the first day of each quarter. Kwa hivyo ya March, April and May tunalipa March. Ya June, July and August tunalipa June. Si ndio? So rent ile ambayo inatuhusu ni ya June, July and August. Enda kwa month of June under rent andika 30M. Because your rent is 30 million for 3 months. Hiyo tutalipa June. The rest July dash, August dash. That is on our cash budget. Umemaliza?
Ya kupanda baada hapo.
Nasema kwa cash budget uko na rent lakini hatuja record any amount, correct? Crispinas?
Yeah.
Rent is payable 3 months in advance. That is when cash is happening. That means rent ya March, April, May combined 30M italipwa March. Na ya June, July, August combined 30M italipwa June peke yake. So as our expenditures, rent, the figure we are considering is 30M in June only. Kwa hivyo in June utaandika 30M, in July dash, August dash. Sawa.
So, niulize swali. Hiyo rent ya unaandika kwa unaandika July ama June. Ni ya mwezi ya kuanzia mwezi gani mpaka mwezi gani?
Ya June, senior June, July and August, which concerns our cash budget. Sababu April, May and March, they are not part of our budget. What is part of our budget is June, July and August. And it happens in June, we are paying rent of 30 million for the 3 months in advance. Sawa. Haya. Magio, are you okay on that one?
Acha tuendelee.
No, are you okay? I explain.
Vitu vile zinarani because wamesema wanalipa on the first day of the quarter of the first quarter. So
Mwezi
kama walilipa March, quarter ya kwanza walilipa March, ndio? Yaani ingetalipa June.
Yes, na June hiyo ingine italipwa September, ndio?
Au ingine italipwa September, sawa.
Okay, correct. And you see now in our budget yetu ni ya June, July and August, ndio? Haya. Wages. Next item in our expenditure is wages. We have a wages schedule which was based on wages schedule was based on our note number. It was based on note number. Wages. Note number?
4.
Correct. Michael.
Yeah, yes.
Go to your wages schedule.
Okay. A minute. Yeah.
How many columns do you have for the wages schedule?
5.
3.
Tusome ya kwanza ni
Months.
ya pili.
Total wages. 18. 78. Total cash.
Haya. Enda kwa total cash.
Yeah.
Tusomee ya June na ya July na ya August. Ndio waandike.
Okay. For June, 87,000.
87M.
Yeah, 87M. And then for July, it's 74. And for August, it's 72.
Eva, confirm.
Yes, it's 87,
Michael.
70.
You've confirmed what he said, eh?
Yes.
Michael, do you know why you are left?
Mm,
Uliachwa
yeah.
juu uliendelea. Unajua kwa nini uliachwa na workings?
Yeah.
Juu uliendelea na 000. Sasa umetusomea 84,000. So when the others were writing 84M, wewe ulikuwa 84,000. Na hiyo ingine 000. Okay. Please, we now have the expenditure and wages. Now we have tumesomewa wages ile una record. Ati June ni ngapi?
June is 87.